So that's a shocker of a foul, referee. Can we have him sent, please? 2-footed. Get him off. Get him off. What a disgrace. Bar. Can we just find the gap in between the bar and the posts, please? No, it's not done. Where's that money gone, Karen? Swallowed. How do everybody? Welcome back to the evolution of Everton. I, of course, am Millers, and you join me for the last game of the season. The eagle-eyed amongst you can already see that we are in the top 10, which is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. And that 9th is the best place we can possibly get to. Chelsea are also chasing that place down. If we beat Southampton, though, it's ours, because that's a massive goal difference swing. Even though I think Chelsea have got Bristol City, who are also down. They're not going to score that many goals, I don't think. Famous last words. But if we do our job, I'm convinced we've got top 10. So, what's happened in the gap between the last time we were together, right? That's what we need to look at. So we drew 3-3 with Bournemouth, right? That was the last time you saw us. Since then, I think I said I wanted 9 points from the 12 in the last 4 games. Well, we're currently on 7, which is tremendous. We still need the win, obviously, today. It matters, not now. But actually, the work we've done in those last 3 games has put us in a very, very good spot, as you can see. We went to Newcastle and won 3-2. Really, really good performance from us. Luca did tremendous. We worked really, really hard in that game, and we nicked it at the death with an 80th minute goal from Luca. We then played Palace at home. Kyle George scored. It was a bit of a nothing game, in fairness. But look, Kyle George managed to get on the end of something and scored. Luca went down with a hammy. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad, but he went down. Kyle George came on and he scored, which is lovely to see. Then we travelled to Leicester. Leicester needed a point to stay up, and we were 2-1 up for quite some time. And Wout Fast scored in the 89th minute with a bit of a screamer, bit of a Vincent Kompany style goal, to be fair. And that draw meant that they were safe. And it, to be fair, it was probably a fair result at the end of the day, but 2-2 Desmond, and it puts us in 9th, and we're going to take on Southampton today. Then once we've taken on Southampton, we're going to come back together, have a bit of an end of season review, and we're going to talk about what I think needs to happen in the summer when it comes to this Everton squad, because I think there's a lot of work to be done. Anyway, if you like the sound of all of that, drop a like on it for me. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please do so. Really helps me out, and it's free. And I will catch you in the dressing room. See you shortly. Here we are then. Here we are. So, in front of you, you can see the starting lineup that's going to take on Southampton. And this is pretty much the same starting lineup that we've had the last 3 games. The big change has been Dewsbury Hall. And do you know what? He's been class. He really has. He's really stepped up these last few games. I don't know what his last 5 is. There, it's only there. Sorry, it's there. 6.9. Nope. 6.7. So not tremendous in terms of numbers, but his work rate, he's been far more visible than Gibbs White has been in the last sort of 10 games. And I've moved Rangers over, and that's really helped Rangers too, and he's got involved in a lot more of the play. Kuna on the left-hand side, Rodriguez on the right-hand side, Luca up top, and obviously our standard back four with Pickford in goal. Unfortunately, Brandon Williams is out. He's dislocated his jaw, which sounds grim. So Dwight McNeil's going to feature on the bench for the last game of the season. Then, all being well, he'll be gone in the summer, although I've been saying that for 3 seasons now. So, let's get into it. Let's see how far we can get with this. Fingers crossed, we keep everything in our own hands, and we can go and get the win and stay 9th. Russell Martin's still at Southampton, which is really good to see. You don't really see that kind of longevity, do you? Ooh, there's the media praise. We like a bit of that one, don't we? We like a bit of that one. I've stayed balanced, by the way. I've not gone positive. Balance is how we've played the last 3 games, and it's been working, so we're doing that. I'm not talking about their chances. Form is temporary. I'm not going to disrespect them. Do you look at this as an opportunity to take advantage? They've got the ability to make life difficult for us. He deserves all the praise he can get, does Jordan, because he's been good the last few games, although not for the majority of the season. Corner to us early doors. Dewsbury Hall swings one in looking for Luca, doesn't find him though. Kuna picks up the rebound, tries to take on his fullback, he's tackled, comes back out to Dorgu, but the 1-2 fails, although Southampton have clipped and we've nodded it back to Kuna. Rangers slips Kuna through. He's through on goal. He's hit the bar. That's unfortunate from Kuna. He probably should have scored there. He probably would have backed himself, in fairness. Although the XG suggests it was a little bit more of a more difficult chance than I'm making out. Ramsdale's been recommended to me, by the way, in the summer. I'm not sure if that's an option for us or not. 2 England goalkeepers vying for a number 1 spot, maybe. Nopper is wanted by PSG, so he's probably going to want to go. But that tells you a little bit about the quality of the kid as well, even though he's only showing us 2 stars. I'm not sure I believe our coaches, if I'm honest. Let's have a little bit of a demand more. We've gone dead, haven't we? Nothing's happening here at all, as Arsenal take the lead 3-0. How are Chelsea doing? I didn't get a chance to see. I'm disappointed, lads. Can we step it up a little bit, please? Let's try and do that. Chelsea are drawing 0-0 as well. Can we get anything off this? So, possession-wise, it's been really, really poor. Opportunities-wise, it's been really, really poor too. We're going to have to make a couple of changes shortly because absolutely nothing is taking place in this game. There it is, 65 minutes. We're going to make the changes. We're going to go to our old familiar style. We're going to drop him in there so he can do that job for me. Luca is going to come off. Kyle George is going to go on. He's obviously just scored. Roy is going to come on for Kuna, who's had an absolute mare. On you go, son. Go and do a job for me. And Gibbs White is going to come on for Rodriguez. And that way, we try and get a load of creativity in and around Kyle George. We'll get you on an attacking role as well so you can kick forwards. Let's see if that makes a difference. Free kick immediately. Clip to find Dewsbury Hall, but doesn't. Branthwaite gets hold of it and does find him, though. Go out wide. Good. Dorgu. He's going to run at his fullback, and he has done. He's tried to come inside and failed. Bednarak's won it back, and now Cruz is on the ball. Garner steps in, though. Kuna into the box again. Can he do something better this time? No, I think he's at the bar again. It looked like it came off Ramsdale that time, so I'm not entirely sure that shouldn't have been a corner. Nonetheless, it isn't, and we're back on it. Gibbs White back out to Gendry. Recycle if you want to. That's a shocker of a foul, referee. Can we have him sent, please? 2-footed. Get him off. Get him off. What a disgrace. Southampton goal kick. Looking to play out from the back still with 10 men. Impressive. Let's hope they don't beat the press. Dewsbury Hall wins the ball back, but it's only gone as far as Burnaby again. Edwards has clipped long, looking to find Yates, which is ambitious. Ranges through to Kyle George. Kyle George is at the bar. Can we just find the gap in between the bar and the posts, please? That's 3 times we've hit the woodwork. We've dropped to 10th now. Chelsea must clearly have taken the lead, and they have. It's 2-1. Let's go positive, see if we can make any difference with that in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't look like we're going to cling on to this, which is really, really disappointing. We're going to have 8 points out of 12 instead of probably 10 points, which we actually deserve. Disappointing. Disappointing. How can we not have capitalised on that? Our XG screams that we should have won the game, but we just couldn't finish our dinner. We should have won that match according to the numbers, and according to my eyes, by the way. My eyes say we should have won that game as well. 3 times, you're right, Martin. We deserve to win, but these things happen, pal. It is what it is. Yeah, we did concede a lot of possession. Am I pleased with the outcome? I'm pleased with how we made it for Southampton. Yeah, we did do that quite well. How do you rate the clash as a final match? We played well. It pleased me that the team kept their concentration up. It's not special for sure. I'm going to go with that because I don't want to upset the players by saying they were on the beach, but maybe they were with some of that finishing. And we finished 10th, which is disappointing. I would have preferred that extra position, to be fair, because I think the last few games of the season meant we deserved it. We received 21.2 million as a result of that, so I'm sure that will please Karen in terms of money coming in to the bank. We've paid out bonuses of 1.7 million, so, not horrendous. I don't think that's featured yet. Let's see if it does when we click through. No, it's not done. Where's that money gone, Karen? Swallowed. Right, I will come back to you with an end-of-season review. I'll speak to you shortly. And here we go. We'll go through a bit of an end-of-season review. I do want to just point out, though, that Aston Villa on the last game of the season won the Premier League. So, they beat Fulham last game of the season and went on to win the league. Season score, comings and goings, of course it did. Yeah, absolutely. Kuna, for me, absolutely class. Absolutely class. B, yeah, okay. High levels of ability, yes, absolutely. Rangers, excited to sign him on loan. Yeah, it was good value for money. Didn't quite do enough. The board were pleased with that. He was back up and that's fine. Yeah, good value for money. Yeah, he wasn't mine. Didn't feature very much. Didn't enjoy him. Delighted. Very, very good player to bring in. Dargu, yeah, B. I think that's fair. He's only going to develop though. Kyle George has got the star there, signing of the season. Interesting. No idea why he's signing of the season. Franjik, again, a signing from Kevin Thelwell. He did okay. He did all right. And then Jakovshavili, future, right? That's exactly right. That's what that is. Let's see what they say about this. Yeah, content, I suppose. Didn't like that. They didn't like me selling him, but I made an absolute fortune, as it says there. And then Torres, yeah, they could have got more, they think, fair enough. And Woba, again, we made a loss. That was my fault, wasn't it? That was a shocking signing, in fairness. Maffeo, yeah, healthy profits again. Good to see. Okay, fine. Season to remember? Really? Moments to remember? No. Ultimately finished where many are expecting us to finish. And that's right. And by the way, I got ticking off milestones. We achieved what the board wanted us to achieve, which was mid-table. It is what it is. It did look like at one point we were going to be in the Champions League places again, but unfortunately, our form midway through the season fell off an absolute cliff. Interesting. Home attendance 96%, 51,000 toffees come through the door week in, week out to support us, which is tremendous. We attempted to be competitive and they're pleased with that. Fine. Pleased. I think it was dreadful for what it's worth. Pleased. Dreadful for what it's worth. So there we go. We disagree on that one. Our biggest win, 4-0 away at Forest. Really, really good performance. We beat the champions 3-1 away, by the way. And then Dewsbury Hall with his low drive. Yeah, decent. Nothing spectacular, in all fairness. No, it didn't, but we've helped the club coffers. Important. How have you earned less money this season, Karen? This is a dreadful performance. This is good. Fine. Yes, that was my doing. Yes, probably still my doing. This is really poor. Really poor. Luca's the most shirt sales. Fine. Kuna contributed, really good to see too. 3.6 million in merchandise. Absolutely superb. And that probably looks about right. In fact, it is about right. Yeah, wouldn't argue with any of that, particularly in the shape as well. So that's really good. They got that one right. What did I get? I got this again. Northwest Footballers Manager of the Year. Don't really know what that means, but in a small selection of managers, I did all right. Lorenzo Luca Fans Player of the Season. Young Player of the Season, Jared. Signing of the Season, no idea why. Goal of the Season. Top goal scorer, fine. Most man of the matches. Highest average ratings, Luca. That doesn't really count as they're all square. And we didn't win any competitions, obviously. Fine. Everton flew out the traps and set themselves up well. Yeah, that's fair. We did start really well, but we had a bobbins mid-season, in fairness. We really, really did. We were really poor. So that was the way that finished up. Quickly, finances-wise, dreadful. 24 million is what we've got. They have upped our wage budget, but not by a huge amount. As you can see, it literally just covers where we are. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. The good news is we stay on 100% of retained monies in, which leads me to talk about what we're going to do next, right? But let's quickly have a look at this vision, see what they're expecting, and then you can share this with me. Play possession football, we're doing that. Make the most of set pieces, we're doing that. Working within the wage budget, we're doing that. We're trying to grow our reputation for sure. 4-year contracts, well, they're not judging me on it, so it's a good job. 32 is the maximum 1-year contract there over. Mid-table for next season again, fine. Then they want us to kick into the top half the following season. Okay, all right. We can get on board with that, can't we? We can get on board with that. Anyone inducted? Brendan Loddy. Sorry. Right. Let's talk about the squad then. Garner, exploring his options. Won't sign a new deal. Will not sign a new deal at all. Okay? So, right now, he's happy for it to be 85 million. Anything more than that, he doesn't want to talk about it. Al Nassr are interested, as are Real Madrid. So, I'm hoping I can get that 85 million or somewhere close. So I think he's going to go out the door. I do. I think he's going to go out the door. And the reality is, as a manager of the football club, we've got to try and make sure we maximise the money, haven't we? So he's going to have to go out the door. Rangers is on loan. There's an option at 42 million, which I'm not going to be able to take up. So he's going to go back. Whether I bring him back or not is going to depend what happens with this and his overall value, because he's contracted to 2028. So I'm not going to be able to pick him up too cheap. If there's an option to pick him up nice and cheap, I will look at it. But I think I'm going to have to rebuild in the midfield, because the only two I'm happy with are Gibbs White and Dewsbury Hall. Kone's obviously going to go back too. So I don't really have any other options in the centre of the park. So we're going to have to explore that area really quite convincingly. Luca is wanted by a myriad of clubs, one being Aston Villa, current Premier League champions. Again, 79 million is his asking price. That's been agreed with his agent. I don't want him to go. He wants to go. And again, if we can reach that kind of number with all of these clubs interested, weird that these two think they can compete at this level, then I will obviously have to consider that and see what we can do. Because again, from a finances perspective, we're on our arse, aren't we? Debt's through the absolute yin-yang. So, got to think about that. Rodriguez doesn't necessarily want to go. He's not asked to go, but he is wanted. It was Forest last time, now Sheffield United as well. Again, big money. I don't want him to go. He's been fantastic for us. I'd like to keep him around. But if the money comes in, the money comes in, and we have to have a look at it. I think we've got a lot of work to do. I want, ideally, a couple of centre-halves. I want a minimum of 2 central midfielders, maybe a forward. And that's before anything starts moving. I'm contemplating a goalkeeper as well, because I think Pickford's reached the end of the road. I like him. Yeah, I know he's not fantastic, but I like him. The wanted sign's gone now, so maybe they don't want him anymore. Maybe they found a backup. I just wish he didn't have that massive balls up halfway through the season, because he was starting to play and deserved to play as well. However, he didn't, and I don't think he's good enough to take Pickford's shirt full time, because Pickford, like him or lump him, he's still very, very good, isn't he? And he's only 32. So we'll see what we do there. I'm thinking then 2 central midfielders minimum. I'm thinking a centre half, if not 2. I'm thinking a goalkeeper and a forward. That's a lot of work to do in the summer. It's a lot of work to do in the summer. Kyle George is wanted, only just seen that. Leeds want him. Gibbs White, Sheffield United want him. He's going to go. Maybe we need a backup right back, Sheffield United. Kuhn is wanted out in Saudi Arabia. I don't want him to go. Anyone else? Branthwaite's wanted by Bournemouth. I don't want him to go. Gendry's wanted. Sheffield United. Sheffield United seem to love our players. Pickford's wanted by Brighton. Interesting. Loads of players are wanted, right? There's been a lot of rumblings in the press about Rodriguez, Luca and Garner. So I'm assuming we're going to see some movement on those guys. But we've got a load of work to do in terms of bringing in some quality to get in and around those who stick around. That's where we are, boys. Feel free to leave in the comments your suggestions about what you think I should be doing, who you think I should be bringing in, who you think I should be letting go, and who you think should be staying. I've got a big, big summer ahead of me. Let's see how we get on. I will see you all in August when the dust has settled a little bit. Thanks for watching and take care. Bye-bye.